Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Ready to Love. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, I appreciate you all. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a Ready to Love video. Now, y'all, let's get into it if we're going to get into it. When the episode first opens up, we know that we have LJ and Zoe. Now, I call him Bozo. But we have Zoe and LJ waiting in the wings to see if they will be eliminated. Now, you know, justice is off being justice. And so Tommy lets them know that no man will be leaving. Okay. So Looney was like, "Ooh, I didn't want LJ or Justice to go." Girl, not Justice, honey. He can go expeditiously. Okay. And Tommy, quit wasting our airtime, honey. Like, if you ain't gonna send nobody home, this is the second or third episode. It's to be continued. It's to be continued. It's to be. One time is fine, but we don't want to keep seeing that, child. In the next scene, Justin finally reemerges, and him, Zoe, and LJ, they meet with Tommy because Tommy wants to let the men know why they were in the bottom and see if they can make it to the top. Tommy sits down and he's talking to them, right? But what I noticed, y'all, is that Tommy sure did let Justice off easy.
"Hey, I see you left the party a little bit early."
"Yeah, I had things to do."
"Oh, you had some stuff to do, huh?"
"What? The way you were acting, I thought you were gonna let him have it." And Tommy, anyway. So Tommy is telling them, you know, that the women think that LJ is basically too nice. Okay. Justice was told that he wasn't being proactive enough. Justice don't want to do nothing for a woman, period. Nothing. I don't know what happened to him in his past relationships. I don't know. But as far as a woman is concerned, it's giving off, I hate women. That's what it's giving me. So as far as he's concerned, proactive, that was being nice. Anywho, he was like, "Well, you don't want to talk on the phone?" So then he started talking about his process. "Justice, you're a cornball. This is not about your process. This is about the process. In order to get to know these women, or any woman for that matter, you're going to have to take her on dates. You're going to have to, you know, call her once in a while. I'm not saying the dates have to be lavish and expensive. You can grab a cup of coffee. You can go for a walk in the park and end up at a free bookstore. Like, there's plenty of things that you can do, but you are just coming off as very self-serving. And like, you don't want to do nothing for nobody unless it has to do with you being satisfied in the end. And I don't like that." So then, as far as Bozo is concerned, Tommy said that the ladies felt like he was closed off and he wasn't really expressing himself enough, which he took that literal, okay? A little bit later on in the episode. And to me, he always looks bored. Like, really, both Zoe and Justice can go. I mean, if we really want to be real. So he was like, you know, "I'm going to open up if the ladies feel that way." So Tommy tells them that they get out of the process what they put in it. And if you're not here ready for love, then you're just wasting precious time. Justice, he's speaking directly to you, honey. Moving forward. So then he lets them know that one of them will be going home. Child, they're giving a lot of second chances this season. So Justice, in his confessional, he claims that he's going to go hard for the person that he likes. So you just gonna go hard for yourself, basically, honey, because you seem to be the only person that you like. In the next scene, Katie and Sharice, LJ, Zoe, Justice, Trinika, and Jamala, child, all these names, they're all going to drive go-karts, right? Trinika and her brace got body, okay? Legs and hips and body. Okay, Trinika with the brace and the body. So they all start riding the go-karts, right? They're racing. So Zoe is being overly aggressive, honey. I don't know what's going on. He really wants to win. I don't know. So he bumps Trinika's car from the back and almost gave her whiplash. And she was like, "Ow, like, what is going on with you? Like, he really could have hurt me. He really did hurt me. And he did that on purpose." She was like, "I was in pain for 2 to 3 minutes. Sir, what is wrong with you? First you sit mute, and now you acting like a stunt double for Evel Knievel. If you don't slow the hell down, what is wrong with you?" These men this season are trash, honey. I'm sorry. I just got to put it out there. They just trash. She's a lady. This was supposed to be a fun activity. This is not, you're not racing for money. This is not NASCAR. So LJ, in his confessional, he was like, you know, Zoe is being very competitive. I'm competitive as well, but you have to have limits, especially when it comes to the ladies. One thing I noticed this season compared to others, okay, as they're in this scene, is that food is being served all up and through this season. Honey, because y'all know they said that was a big thing. Every time they stop filming and then the cast starts talking, they talk about how they don't get fed and whatnot. Honey, so Will said, y'all will not play with me this season. I'm going to make sure y'all have some food. They've been eating every single episode. So Sharice leans over to Trinika and Katie, right? While they're all standing there, and Zoe's like, yeah, I whooped y'all. And yeah, I'm a winner. And he just going off. So she leans over to Trinika and Katie, and she's like, we're gonna barbecue him. I'm sorry, I'm with her. He's too much. Okay, it all started when he bumped Trinika for me. So anybody coming with, the whole situation as the episode progresses and we get into the review, he started off wrong. He came in there on something wrong. Honey, his energy, his vibe was off. So anyway, he could have hurt Trinika. So I feel like he should go, just based off that. Moving forward. And then the biggest thing for me is that he didn't even apologize to her. So he said in the confessional, I'm surprised to hear what Sharice is saying because, I just been being myself. So I don't understand what she's talking about. I just been being myself. In the next scene, Trinika and Katie, they take Justice over to the side, right? So they want to talk to Justice. So Katie is like, I'm taking Trinika because she's going to be the kumbaya we need when things get explosive. Because, honey, both Katie and Justice are hard heads. So when they sit down, Justice is like, talk to me. Y'all trying to get rid of me? I am, honey, if they ain't. I don't know if they are, honey, but I am. So Katie is like, no, I'm still waiting on a call back from you. Honey, ain't gonna happen. He's like, I called you back. She said, and I called you back. He said, well, I probably didn't call you back based on our first conversation. Oh, hell no. Justice is a jerk. Let me tell y'all something. If you're not interested in a person, that's cool. But there's a way to articulate it because I already know it's going to be somebody in the comments saying, well, he just keeping it real. Oh, okay. Well, if Katie would have said to him, well, that's just the way I feel based on our first conversation. Why is she so aggressive? So let's just keep that same energy. Okay, let's just keep that same energy. Justice, you're giving jerk. Like, what is wrong with you? He is so full of himself. Over on the other side, Jamala and LJ, they go for round 2, honey, because they ain't paying no attention to whatever's going on over there. So Zoe and Sharice go to play pool. Side note, why is Zoe wearing a ski mask? What is going on? Is that what they put on before they put the helmet on, or what's happening? So she was like, yeah, I just want to know what's your plan. He said to be authentic. She was like, oh, okay, well, where do we stand in the process? I'm sure nowhere. So he said, I don't know. I should be asking you that. Now, mind you, in the back of his head, he remembers her saying that they should barbecue him. I don't feel like she was being malicious when she said that, and that's just me. I feel like she was leaning over. He was giving that energy. She was giving that energy back. And so she just said what she said. Okay. But in the back of his passive aggressive mind, he's like, well, she said they need to barbecue me. So now this is what she gets. Here we go. He was like, I should be asking you that. She said, oh, okay. Well, I thought you were going to reach out after the white party. Why do they keep asking these men about follow-up calls? Honey, I truly hate it. If they don't call you, they're not interested. If they don't return the text, they're not interested. Everybody keeps their phones glued to them 24 hours a day. Now, of course, you have to work and you have to live, honey, and life be lifing. But at the same damn time, if they're not reaching out, they're not interested. So he was like, I don't feel like you're taking anything serious with me. Because, we have things in common, but I just feel like, are you putting on for me? Like, exactly what are you doing? And sir, don't flatter yourself. I'm pretty sure she's not putting on to get the attention of you. Now, it could be because she doesn't have very many prospects that she's talking to you, because you could have been a potential match since the two of you had that conversation about you taking that ring back 42 seconds after you proposed. So maybe that could be what it is, but I feel like the way that he's behaving is all because of what he heard. So let's continue. Moving forward. So back with Katie and Injustice, she's telling him about her DMing him and how she asked for his number, right? First of all, that's a no-no, okay? With a man as self-absorbed as Justice, I would have never given him the satisfaction of asking for his number. So she trying to read the text message, right? She was like, yeah, at 12:05, I asked you if you were free to call. He said, no. You said, sir. She said, yeah. I said, sir, what's up? So he's trying to correct her at every little thing that she's saying. She said, I said to you, if you're free within the next few minutes, then can you call me? So he called her and started going into difficult justice, as she said. She said he went to difficult justice mode, saying that he would never call someone this late. Well, then why did you call her? Why? Like, truth be told, I would have never slid in his DMs. I would have never asked him to call me. None of that. But if you didn't want to call her, then you shouldn't have. Like, it's as simple as that. But then you get on the phone and start complaining about being on the phone. Oh, child, and then y'all got poor Tranika just sitting here. Hey, Tranika, girl. Poor thing, honey. She just sitting in the middle, just as confused, honey. Her brace probably aching from old bozo over there. And she got to listen to y'all. Child, this is too much. So he cuts her off because he don't want to hear what she got to say, right? And she's like, in her confessional, you know what? Where did y'all find him? Wherever y'all found him, please send him back. Return to sender. Honey, I know that's right. So these two start arguing back and forth and forth and back. Back over with Sharice, she's telling Zoe, she was like, I have no reason to play games with you. Why would I play games with you? She's like, I came with my heart open and I'm not chasing no man. And you don't seem to be interested, so that's why I'm asking you. So she tells him, she's like, I have another connection as well. He's like, good, I'm glad. Now his voice is getting elevated for me. Okay, now I don't know what y'all think, but it's getting elevated for me. He's like, good, I'm glad. She's like, so who are your connections? He's like, I'm not here for that. I'm here for you to talk to you, and that's it. She said, okay, so are you interested or not? Okay, so this is where you messed up, because I would have never continued a conversation with him the way that he is speaking. Good, I'm glad you got other. His energy is giving hell now. His vibe is giving hell now. So it ain't no way I would have continued talking to him. So she's like, you know what? I'm about to leave because you're getting too loud. You're getting aggressive. I don't know who you think you're talking to. He said, do I want to be with you? No. So take your song. Baby, the way I would have chewed that bozo up. She lasted longer than me, to be honest. Baby, oh, it ain't no way, honey. They're arguing back and forth. She was like, you're yelling at me and you're holding a pool stick. And so he's getting louder and louder. Then all of a sudden he's like, do I want to be with you? Take your ass on. First of all, this is not the way that you treat a lady. Now, I don't care how y'all feel about Sharice. I really don't. Me personally, I don't want a man yelling at me. Like, I don't feel like she came to him in a disrespectful way. If he felt some kind of way about what he had previously heard her say to Katie and Tranika, he should have brought that up. He should have said, well, you know, I'm not really feeling like you for real anyway, because I heard you say y'all were going to barbecue me. What's that all about? But instead, you decide, but you know what? I'm glad you showed your true colors, because this is who you really are. This is who you really are. And I'm interested to see if Tommy will address him for this. I'm very interested to see that. So Katie comes running to check on her because it's getting louder and louder and you can hear it. So she's like, what's going on? Are you okay? And so Sharice was like, he was calling me fake and saying he don't want me and everything else. And I ain't never wanted him. He's like, see, you solidified it. You fake. First of all, this, like I said, is who he really is. And of course she's saying she never wanted you now after how you just spoke to her. What you think she's supposed to say? He was saying that he didn't want me and I'm just so upset because I really wanted him. No, I'm telling you right now, if I were in that situation, I would say the exact same thing. Well, baby, he's talking about he didn't want me, but honey, I didn't want him. So, I mean, there's that. So he comes pointing that pool stick talking about, see, you fake. I don't think I ever remember a man going in like that on a woman on any season of Ready to Love. Now, I remember we were pissed at Ron because he was sitting with Alexis Fly and he was kind of jumping Fly. And we was like, wait a minute, Ron. Slow your roll, little lispy. Okay? Don't do that. This ain't what you want. But Zoe was giving major aggression. And I'm just saying he just was. So LJ takes Sharice to the side and she's visibly upset, honey, but no tears. And Katie is talking to Zoe, known as Bozo the Clown. And I'm looking at LJ as he speaks to Sharice. He is so gentle. He's like, you know what? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about anything that's going on. Him and Tranika being a couple, they would be the most accommodating couple because each one of them communicates very well. And they will be able to speak to each other in a respectful manner, even during a disagreement. So those two could be a potential match. I'm just saying, they could be a potential match. But anywho, back to the mess. So he's telling her not to worry about it. Zoe is still circling the pool table talking about, I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. So Katie is like, okay, you can do that without belittling a person. He's too volatile for me. I don't take well to men yelling at me. And that's just that on that. And I'm not going to take it from any man that I don't know, that I'm trying to get to know. Because if you're going to yell like that over something you heard and you didn't address it, then I know you're going to act a fool over the slightest thing, honey. This is who you are. This is a character flaw. Absolutely not. And no matter how I feel about Sharice, honey, and her eyebrows, I still feel like she did not deserve to be spoken to like that. And that's just that on that. Moving forward. So in the confessional, LJ is like, I don't even know what to say. Meanwhile, Sharice is like, he needs to go, and he needs to go now. So then Zoe storms out. This was the worst group date ever. Now, mind you, as they're getting ready to leave the venue, Katie is like, are you sure he left? Is he gone? Are you sure? Why, sis? Because a little bit later on in the episode, it didn't seem to be a problem. So why are you trying to make sure to secure the perimeter before you exit? Girl gone. So she was like, I don't want to be around him because I just don't feel safe. This is what Sharice is saying. In the next scene, Tommy meets with Flower Child, aka Shakira. Child, I know Tommy get tired of babysitting these people every season. Oh, I know he get tired. So she tells him that what she shared at the ladies' lounge was brought to other men by Katie, and it was also brought out in front of her. So Tommy is trying to figure out who she told things to. And she's like, well, she was saying to Mike that, she was telling him about another messy situation. And then she just said that I should understand because of my situation. So Tommy is like, so she just put it all out there. She was like, yes. Did she? Because I don't remember her going into specifics. Or did she just say your situation? Girl, what is wrong? Listen, I am the first person to show grace and empathy for someone who is triggered. But I am so lost. I have never been so lost in a show in all of my 39 years. I'm lost. At first, I thought it was some things that were edited out. But when she just repeated this to Tommy, it was the exact same thing that we heard. You should be okay given your situation. She didn't go into specifics about your situation. She was like, I felt robbed because the things she shared, she shared my business. So Tommy is like, well, I got to address that. Tommy, it's a lot of things you have to address. So she's like, but now I'm nervous to even come to the ladies' lounge because, I'm just nervous. Ma'am, if you want to confront the issue head on and let Katie know that she should not be speaking out of turn, especially as it relates to your business, that needs to come from your mouth. Because Tommy going to get in there shucking and jiving and nothing is going to get accomplished and she going to do it again. Whatever it is that she did, because honey, I don't know what she did. I'm so confused. Anyway, so Tommy was like, well, no, I don't want you to be nervous. I want you to be open to share when you come to the lounge because that's supposed to be a safe space. Ma'am, you need to go fix whatever's wrong. Okay? I don't know if she's from an abusive past. I don't know what kind of tumultuous relationships she's been in the past, so I don't want to judge her. But what I am judging is her ability to be able to emotionally handle this process. If you are this focused on something that you said out loud that the entire world is going to see on TV, then maybe this is not the avenue that you should be taking to find a potential mate. Because this has become your personality of sorts. It's like every single episode is you, your flower, and your distress. And I just don't understand what's happening. So Tommy was like, you know what? Just take care of yourself. I'm going to take care of the rest. You go ahead and take the night off. In the next scene, Samson organized a park date and it was for Sam Beasy. I was like, not you done gave yourself a nickname. Child. It was him, Brandy, Mike, and Looney. Child, this episode has been a fool up until now. When I tell y'all I had to decompress when this scene came on, I was like, oh, the show's still going? Oh, child, let's see what happens. So the park date is Mike, Brandy, Looney, and Samson. And I'm kind of upset that Looney didn't do her runway walk. La 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 la, the runway walk. I live for Looney to walk into a scene, honey. I was like, Looney didn't give me her walk, child, after all I done been through. So they got a picnic set up. Brandy and Mike feeding each other all seductively. I'm like, child, what is happening? Brandy, I really want you to spread your beautiful wings, honey, and see if you can date other people besides just Mike. But it seems like you locked in. Hopefully it works because you ain't moved around yet. And it don't look like you gonna move around. So therefore, and thus and such, we get what we get. And, oh, honey, I hope you don't pitch a fit. So Samson said things were getting sensual over with Mike and his tank top and Brandy. So he took Looney for a walk. So he's telling her, he saw her at the gym and that's his coffee in the morning. He likes to get up and swim and jog, do anything active because he doesn't drink coffee. So she's like, well, I haven't been swimming because of, my hair, even though you don't have that problem. So he kind of laughed a little bit. He was like, oh, you kind of a comedian. She was like, I do a little something, something. So he was like, oh, okay, well, you can swim with the lower half. Child, Looney is not interested in Samson. I could tell by that little fake laugh she gave. She was like, what, the little doggy paddle? And she kind of gave him a little laugh. She's just appeasing him for this scene, but I do not see Looney and Samson as a love match. So let's move forward. Moving forward. Back with Mike and Brandy, he's telling her it's an issue for him being long distance because she's a flight attendant. She said, we aren't long distance, babe. I live here. I go away for work. I'm coming back. Oh, not him not knowing the definition of a long distance relationship. Child, that would have been the end of it for me. I would have been like, you know what? I see you in little shorts and your little tank top, but I'm good. Okay? Not you not knowing the definition of a long distance relationship. Child is a whole fool. So he's like, but you be going for 3 or 4 days. You'll be okay. So Brandy said, I feel like if we get together, I can pick my schedule if it's a problem for him. And then, I can go and come back the same day. Baby, don't be switching up your schedule all prematurely. Honey, if Clifton can sail on the Love Boat to see Joyce sing karaoke, then he will be all right. Okay? He gonna be fine. Because at the end of the day, your pockets have to do what your pockets have to do. And the math has to be mathing in order for you to live. So therefore, and thus and such, we are not switching our schedule for a man that does not know what a long distance relationship is. Oh, I don't like Mike, child. Moving forward. If you start bending for him too soon, he'll ask for more and more and more. And then when it's time for you to ask for concessions, he can't be bothered. In the next scene, LJ in his crushed velvet shirt. Is that velvet? They go on a date with Trinika. Hey, girl. So LJ is laying on the charm. Honey, y'all know how he like to do. He's like, yeah, I'm in the bottom 3. She said, oh, well, not with me. Okay, girl. Listen, Trinika got some game. Because when she went on that date with Randall, she was leaning in. She knows how to lean into her femininity. Baby, she has that down. She gives you 70s body and Pam Grier sexiness. Just pay attention to her, honey. Look past that brace. Because I see what's going on with Trinika. So she leaning in, honey. And, hey, not with me. You might be in the bottom with them, but not with me. So she was like, he's always been on my radar and, at the top as far as I'm concerned. And she said, he checks in with her. They have phone conversations. LJ gonna use that phone, baby, if he don't do nothing else, honey. This one you ain't got to worry about calling you because he calling everybody. But what I want to know is, did it start when he was given a second chance or was he always checking in? So Trinika asked him about his daughter. And he said, his daughter comes first. And Trinika said she understood that. So he asked how she felt about dating a man with kids. And she was like, I'm okay with it. Actually, I love it because I'm a product of a blended family. And her dad met her stepmom when she was 1. So, for someone to love you and you're not their biological child, it says a lot about you. And so, she down for that. So she also was saying that LJ is very chivalrous and quite gentlemanly. I see how the women, though, pick up that LJ is being a little bit disingenuous. Because it seems like he's that way with everybody he meets. Like, I understand being intentional about the one that you like, but I have heard several women say the exact same thing about LJ. So I got my good eye on him. In the next scene, the ladies meet for the ladies' lounge. So they're not there 5 minutes. And Tommy is like, I don't know if y'all grew up like me, but what happens in the house stays in the house. Tommy be ticking me off. And let me tell y'all why. Not saying don't address whatever flower child is feeling. I'm not saying that. But he lets the men skate on by, but is quick to correct the women. Okay? He is quick to correct them. But he ain't got no smoke for the men. Didn't have no smoke for justice. But he made sure to address this real quick. Child, anyway, we're gone. Moving forward. So he's like, what happens in the lounge stays in the lounge. This is a safe space. So Katie, in the confessional, she was like, I got mixed feelings about that because whatever you say, you better be ready to own up to it because it's not a counseling session. It's, the ladies' lounge. Okay, Katie, and I hear you, but no matter that, it's not your job to be, the mole and tell what is spoken. Even though I'm still confused about what was spoken, the men don't tell y'all nothing that's going on in their lounge, so don't run back what's going on over here. Okay, if I just want to play devil's advocate for a minute. Flower child, you're welcome. So then he asked about their dates, and Looney went first. She said with Samson, she needed to peel back layers. Girl, you don't like Samson. Moving forward. So Brandy is telling them about her and Mike's sexual fruit fest on the blanket and how Samson was like, hello, Earth to Brandy and Mike. Child, we still here. Okay. So then Kayla was like, I went out with Randall before the white party to a romantic dinner. And he's like, oh, okay, was there kissing? She said, yes. Here go Tommy messy self. Oh, rah-rah is rah-rah. I can't stand Tommy. And now he gonna try to shoot a subliminal over to Jamala. Well, baby, what he do that for? So Jamala was like, well, I had a one-on-one with my rah-rah. Girl, not my rah-rah. She's like, yeah, we've been trying to go deeper. Baby, not y'all low-key being petty over Randall. Okay. So then he asked about the men on the chopping block. So Katie said, well, LJ has always been cool. He contacts me, but I don't know if he's afraid to talk to me or what's going on. So Trinika was like, well, I really enjoyed my day with LJ. He's really intentional with me. He calls, he checks on me. Y'all seeing a pattern? So then Jamala said, LJ is the MVP when it comes to me. She's like, he checks in, check, check, check. Okay? See, LJ be checking in with everybody, even the lady he's scared to talk to. How you gonna check in with the woman you scared to talk to? So then they mentioned Justice. Child, listen, let's skip on past Justice because we got something to do, okay? Looney then said Zoe can go, and he gotta go. So Tommy said, why does he have to go? Well, here we go. So Cherie starts explaining that she attempted to talk to Zoe and see if he wanted to continue on with her, and he starts getting all loud, and Katie pipes up, and she's like, well, I've been on the phone with him all weekend, and I don't know if you remember this or not, but he got mad because you leaned over and said that you were going to barbecue him, and he should be barbecued, and if he felt that way, he should have addressed it instead of getting loud and aggressive. Who cares about that? So she's like, I don't care if I said that. A man in my face with a pool stick? No. So Katie is like, well, woman to woman, you can't instigate a situation and then get upset and want to play victim when they react. She said, I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor. Sorry. Pause. I agree with Sharice. I know that's going to be an unpopular opinion, but that's why the channel is called MEASHAIMO, honey. I'm going to give y'all my opinion and you give me yours respectfully down in the comments. I agree with Sharice. If he was upset about that or wanted to know why she said that, then ask her. Don't be passive aggressive and loud because you mad. Even before that, when he bumped Trinika, he is aggressive. He can go. And Katie, I don't care what you talk to him about. I really don't. So Tommy was like, well, let's get this understood. I do the barbecuing around here. I'm so blown away at this lounge. I don't know if I'm all alone on this island, but I'm just so blown away. She just said this man was being teamed too much. Instead of you delving in deeper and trying to get an understanding of what she's talking about, you just let it be known that if anybody's going to have anything to do with anyone leaving, it's going to be you. Boy, Tommy, you don't even realize when people leave the party. Justice left. So you ain't in charge of nothing, honey. And Katie, you were there and you saw how he was behaving, and all of a sudden, because of what she said to him and what he tells you, that gives him the right to talk crazy? Child, y'all crazy. Moving forward. It's time for the eliminate. So they sent Sweet Brandy to meet Zoe, and Trinika said Justice has been sitting at the top of her connections since day one. Since when was this? Child, okay. Okay, if you say so, girl. If you say so. So Justice comes sashaying in. She's like, it's our first date. Child, not date. Buzzword. You don't like dates, child. So as their date is happening, Brandy is still waiting. Baby, she been sitting there for 30 minutes. She was like, okay, it's been 30 minutes, so I know he on that BS. Absolutely. So she called him. You have reached the Sprint PCS voicemail box. Honey, he ain't answering the phone. No answer. Back over with Trinika. She's speaking to Justice about how the women feel like he's always out for himself, and when they speak to him on the phone, they're turned off and they're repulsed. I said, dang, not repulsed. Trinika go from one extreme to the next. Yes, they're repulsed by you. But honey, the truth is the truth, child. Back across town, Brandy is ordering her plate. I know that's right, child. And it's Mexican food too. Let me tell you something. Mexican food is my favorite. So I would have been eating while waiting as well. Especially if y'all filming and y'all paying, honey. I'm eating. Back over with Trinika, she's telling Justice that he's been given another chance and he's ready to love. Child, Justice got 9 lives like Felix the cat. How does Justice keep surviving? It should have been a double elimination. You gotta go and you gotta go. The fact that Zoe, or Bozo, as I affectionately like to call him, never showed up proves that he's a loser. Face what you did because you did it. You don't know what the outcome was going to be, but you didn't show up. So Brandy is still trying to call him. So after an hour, she realized that he wasn't coming. So then she leaves him a voicemail and lets him know, listen, I'm leaving in 5 minutes. So in her confessional, she's like, and this is why he's not ready to love based on how he reacted. Exactly. It was rude as hell for him not to show up. It was rude as hell for him to bump into Trinika. And it was rude as hell the way he spoke to Trinice. Feelings for her aside. And the bottom line is, he's an ass clown. And that was the end of the episode. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what y'all thought about this episode. Meet me for a live tomorrow night at 8 Central Standard Time. Saturday at 8, we got a date. We're going to talk about all things Ready to Love. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.